Welcome back to Arsenal News TV, and today we're going to first look at Roma one step away from handing Granit Xhaka £17 million Arsenal exit, and then we're going to look at Edu's James Maddison transfer plan revealed as Emile Smith-Rowe pens new Arsenal contract. So the first transfer headline states that Roma one step away from handing Granit Xhaka £17 million Arsenal exit. And the reports are stating that Granit Xhaka appears set to bring his 5-year stay at Arsenal to an end, with Roma closing in on Jose Mourinho's next signing. Roma are reportedly just one step away from sealing a £17 million transfer deal with Arsenal for Granit Xhaka. The Switzerland international has become one of Jose Mourinho's top targets as he seeks to guide Roma back into the Champions League. Granit Xhaka has endured a mixed 5-year stay at the Emirates Stadium, being handed the captaincy at one point before having that stripped following his sarcastic clapping to supporters. The 28-year-old has become a regular in Arsenal's midfield since he moved to the Gunners from Borussia Mönchengladbach in the summer of 2016. He continued to play an important role last season, appearing in all but 6 of Arsenal's Premier League games. The Swiss star mainly featured in defensive midfield but was called upon to deputise at left-back when Kieran Tierney was injured. He would then go on to star at Euro 2020 with his performance against France at the last 16 stage particularly impressive. But there has been a feeling this summer that Granit Xhaka's time in London was at an end, with the player himself making his desire to leave clear. Jose Mourinho has become a big fan of the midfielder and wants to bring him to the Stadio Olimpico. But while Granit Xhaka has consistently attempted to get the deal moving, talks have been stalling over Arsenal's valuation. Roma were believed to be unwilling to match the price tag that the Gunners had slapped on Granit Xhaka, with the midfielder reportedly offering to hand back his bonus if the fee could be cut. But Granit Xhaka now looks to finally have given the exits he so badly desires, with most of the reports in Italy suggesting a deal is now closed. According to Corriere dello Sport, the hierarchy at Roma are now ready to take the extra step in order to complete the protracted move. Italian website Calciomercato backs up that report as they claim Roma are about to close the deal, with the Serie A side now just one step away from sealing Granit Xhaka's arrival. Granit Xhaka is so keen to link up with Jose Mourinho that it is stated that he has already rejected an approach from an unnamed Serie A rival to Roma. With that in mind, Calciomercato state that Granit Xhaka's departure from the Emirates is now all done and should be announced soon, barring any surprises. It appears that Roma have won the standoff over the fee involved, with the report stating that the Italian club will pay £17 million for Granit Xhaka's services. That represents an £18 million loss on what Arsenal played Mönchengladbach ahead of Euro 2016. Mourinho would be delighted to have finally brought in Granit Xhaka, with the Portuguese boss said to view him as the ideal reinforcement for his new team. So it looks like Roma are one step away from Granit Xhaka leaving Arsenal for £17 million. And Granit Xhaka is someone that has had a mixed stay at Arsenal in his 5 years at the club. But I think this is something that you guys will have to leave in the comments. Are you guys happy to see Granit Xhaka leave to join Roma? So this nicely takes us on to the second piece of transfer news, which states that Edu's James Maddison transfer plan revealed as Emile Smith-Rowe pens new Arsenal contract. So the reports are stating that the Leicester City playmaker continues to be linked with Arsenal, but Emile Smith-Rowe is reportedly the Gunners' priority to play in attacking midfield after signing a new deal. James Maddison continues to be linked with the moves to Arsenal this summer, as Edu looks to bolster Mikel Arteta's attacking options. The 24-year-old Leicester City midfielder is on Mikel Arteta's wish list this summer. It is understood that the Gunners' boss is a big fan of his talents. However, with the Foxes reportedly demanding £60 million for James Maddison's signature, Arsenal needs to sell before they could even think about buying. The England international has just under 3 years remaining on his contract at the King Power Stadium, is not seen as a priority this summer according to Athletic reporter David Ornstein. With Emile Smith-Rowe signing a new long-term contract at Arsenal, the club now see the 20-year-old as a priority to play in the number 10 role. Mikel Arteta wants to bring in another creative midfielder to ease the pressure on Emile Smith-Rowe, but it will compete with him rather than replace him. That's why it is unlikely Arsenal will go to the level required to bring in James Maddison, knowing that a deal with Leicester could be a tricky one to strike. Former Arsenal midfielder Paul Merson thinks his old club signing James Maddison this summer could be beneficial for both parties. James Maddison wasn't called up by Gareth Southgate to represent England at Euro 2020, so he'll be fresh and raring to go ahead of the 2021-2022 Premier League season. Before his unfortunate injury last season, he was absolutely flying for Leicester City, and I got the feeling that he came back a bit too early. I like James Maddison, and I think he can make a real impact this season. He can really rip it up and will have an advantage over those who had international commitments earlier this summer, as those players may not start the forthcoming season for their respective clubs. So it looks like Edu's James Maddison transfer plan revealed as Emile Smith-Rowe pens new Arsenal contracts. And this is heavily dependent on what David Ornstein has tweeted, and David Ornstein in particular has stated that it is not easy to explain in a short answer live on air. Emile Smith-Rowe is now rightly the priority at number 10, so while Arsenal are still looking to recruit in that area to compete with / support him, I'm not sure they'll go to the level required to sign James Maddison, but he didn't say they don't have the money. So this is something that we have to have a keen eye on as Arsenal fans, because James Maddison, we all know that Mikel Arteta is a huge admirer. He does want him at the football club. But with Emile Smith-Rowe signing a new deal, he could be seen as a priority at number 10. But Mikel Arteta is looking for a sort of player that can rotate with Emile Smith-Rowe, but not just replace him directly. So in one game, Emile Smith-Rowe starts, in another game, James Maddison, or another player in that number 10 role that Arsenal do indeed sign at the end of the summer transfer window. There's player that we signed for that creativity role. That's the player that could be rotating with Emile Smith-Rowe on a regular basis, or even Mikel Arteta could adapt his formation to adopt those two attacking midfielders, and that's something that I want Mikel Arteta to do. Even though James Maddison is someone that would be a regular starter under Mikel Arteta's team if he does make that move from Leicester City to Arsenal, we all know that James Maddison is willing to agree personal terms with Mikel Arteta's Arsenal, and he's someone that wants to make the move from Leicester City to Arsenal if Arsenal come in with the right offer. So we will have to wait and see how Arsenal will use the summer transfer window in the end. Make sure you check out the FA Cup post to use the special link I've put below in the description, and smash that like button to see if you can reach 30 likes. Also subscribe for more daily videos and share the video with your Arsenal friends and family. Click one of the latest videos on the screen and I'll see you there.